Good evening. This is the market update for buy sell short for Wednesday, December 5th. Decent day in the market, at least for the large caps. One stage we were up 130 plus points. Most of the market was actually performing poorly, but we had some very, very strong leadership from financials and from energy stocks. And whenever you see financials act the way they did today, you have to pay attention, even though you're looking at things and going, this can't be right. The fiscal cliff nonsense continues, but the market seems to be still just ignoring it, still expecting a deal to come no matter what headlines come out. We had news that the House is going to stay in session supposedly until they make a deal. And then later in the day, we had news come out that the White House and the House are just not talking. There's no deal right now. So it's hard to know exactly what's going on, but the defense stocks are holding up and the market is holding up. And, we really need a deal. If we didn't have this fiscal cliff nonsense right now, we'd be at new highs already, new multi-year highs, and pushing all-time highs is what I believe. Right now, we are still in this support range, 12,900 to 13,100. We did see some selling into the close, and we got to keep in mind Apple had its worst performance today since 2008. Big haircut to that stock, and we still have a lot of tax selling in place in the market. So while we're seeing the overall indices up, there's a lot of weakness in a lot of stocks out there. What helped the market too today was a 2% plus rally in Chinese shares. Chinese government said they're going to continue to support the economy, and that was viewed as bullish. So, there's a lot of positive themes out there, but there's a lot of things that says, we need to be careful. Right now, as I mentioned in the last video, still a little bit early to be going shopping for January popper plays. Usually mid-December, so another week to 2 weeks is when you start to typically go shopping. What could throw a little curve on that this year is whether or not we have a fiscal cliff deal. So that's going to put a lot of plans on the back burner, at least any decent sized positions, until we get some resolution to that. Looking at the daily chart, we've got a little flag here. We're coiled under the 50-day moving average. We've sort of flatlined as the market tries to decide what is going to happen. We could have a decent downside move if we don't get any sort of good news, so be prepared for that. This is not an easy market to trade right now, so don't feel that if you're not getting some winners in this market that you're doing something wrong. It's just not an easy market at the moment. Russell chart is showing some trouble here at the 50-day moving average, but it is holding up here. Small caps tend to get a lot of tax selling, so be wary of that in the near term. As for some stock plays, RSOL, Real Good Solar. This is a stock we jumped into last week, 42 to 45 cents as a play on the SolarCity IPO that now is supposedly coming either tomorrow or Friday. SolarCity is expected to get $1 billion valuation. RSOL has a $13 million valuation. Lots and lots of upside, especially if the SolarCity IPO blows up. This is the only pure play into that IPO. So could be a nice little mover over the next 2 days. 63 cents is the next breakout. And, this one could quickly see a move to that 75, 80 cent level. Motor, very nice run, but it's been retracing over the last 2 days. But this is typical run, retrace, and then run again. So let's see if we start that run up again tomorrow. New stock to keep an eye on, HH, Hopper Homes. Healthcare play, about to get a positive MACD cross. Stochastics coming out of the basement. 43 cents is the breakout, and we actually got that right into the close today. Target could see a move up to that 50-day moving average at 55 cents. Chart looks very, very nice. These cheapies have been going one by one from this level over the last couple of weeks, so could be definitely one to keep an eye on over the next day or two. I go. You recall we got that big dump on Friday, big block on the close, fun dumper, all the way back up, closed above 30 cents and above the 50-day moving average today. So nice little recovery on that one. We expected it to recover, and it did recover, so looking very, very good. Next break would be 34 cents, so keep an eye on that one. ATHX, very nice spike on this one yesterday, up to the 50-day moving average, and they pulled the rug out on it. And actually were able to take it as low as 101 today. This is still those same tools that have been manipulating this stock over the last month or so. Some residual tax loss selling on this one. Still a very, very compelling valuation and play into January, in my opinion. Especially, this spike yesterday was on that big move in CUR that then got bashed, but CUR is again bouncing back, so that should be a positive for ATHX. Last but not least, I know. Wow, what a jumbled up chart we have right here. But the positive to take from this is that Mark Seller, who's been unloading 5 million shares over the last few days, is almost out of shares. And this stock has held up throughout that relentless selling. Looking for an excuse to go boom. I know it's frustrating watching this clown keep his foot on the neck of the stock, but once he is gone, we could see a really quick snapback rally as all these buyers down here look to profit from a run, and that selling pressure disappears. So we've got some nice little setups here right now. It's a matter of being patient, not forcing things, and being mindful that there are tax sellers out there on plays and approaching it that way. Some stocks are going to pop, like our SOL, which is a very nice 50% winner for us, or a 40% winner. And some stocks are not going to move, like PWAV, that continues to be under pressure from tax sellers. You just have to be mindful of that in this market. So that's where we stand. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com, and I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.